What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Excuse me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. Child always act like I'm about to do a live video. Go ahead and get your Black Girl vitamins. Make sure you use your discount code ReallyBTV for 20% off of your first order. Now, if you already ordered and you're trying to re-up, if you have a different email, you could probably use that code again, but don't tell nobody I said that. Moving right along. Hey, y'all. Hey. What's going on, people? Let's get into the things, honey. I'm sorry I'm a little late today, child. Life and life. And I just had a lot. Listen, it's been a rough week. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. It's been a rough week, but I am here and we're gonna talk about some things. Let me get y'all. Thank you. I already got a gift off my wish list. Thank you so much for y'all. Y'all love on me, and I do appreciate it. Y'all just don't know. Especially the week like I've been having to come home to a gift. I really appreciate it. I'll do an unboxing. I'll unbox the gifts all at one time. Again, you do not have to buy me anything, but people do ask. So I do prepare wish lists because people do ask, okay? But you don't have to do nothing for me. But you know, gifts and tips are accepted and appreciated. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. All right. Let's get into it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. All right. We're getting ready to say hi to the people, and then we about to get into the things, honey, because we have a lot to get into today. So go on and get comfortable. Let me put this in the chat. And we will be spinning the wheel at the end. So for the 12 days of Christmas, we are on day number 2. So if you are a member, you are eligible. And we will be spinning the wheel at the end of, Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey, Treasure Lane. All right, let me say hi to the people. Hey, B-Lo. What's up, Lexi? Hey, Rainy Bow. Cross Country Cruiser. Hey, my love. Spicy Original. New Jones. Pick a Bell. Tracy Wilson. Corray. Nikki B. Cajun. Hey, Xavier. Luz. What's going on? Hey, boo. Yana. Grown Woman. Don't try me. Tawanda D. Chuck. Hey, boo. Hold on. I scrolled too fast. Okay. RC, Nurse Abby, hey, Robin Moore. This might be some good-ish. Oh, it might be some good-ish, honey. Alexis, Nicole Max, Southern Belle. What's up, Cajun? Hey. Auntie Eva, Tarshell, hey. Thank you, Tarshell. Tarshell was the one that sent me the gift. Thank you, my love. And like I said, I'm going to open them all up at the same time. So when I'll schedule it when I know what my Christmas situation looking like. I'll schedule it. Cindy, Tan, Diane, or Dion. Did I say Dion? Diane? Okay. Miss Baythang, hey, boo. How was my dad? Oh, child, that's part of the life is life. He's okay, but he is just being very stubborn, and it's frustrating me. Hey, Abida. Naisha, what's going on? Hey, Katrina. Hey, boo. Vaughn, Candace. Y'all coming on in here. Come on in. Nubian, Star Bell. Hey, child. I went to go see him today. He wanted me to go take him some Arby's. So I go by the Arby's and get him some dinner. And then I had to go over there and fuss with him. And child, I guess he ain't want to hear what I had to say. He just started ignoring me. Did you hear me? I said he just started ignoring me. We're going to get to that later. But anyway, he's physically doing okay. Thank you for asking. He did promise he would do better this time. And he lied. And you know, I ain't going to call my daddy no liar to his face. But in my mind, I was saying, you lied. Thank you, Auntie Eva. This is an oldie but goodie. I need to order me another one because I love this lipstick. This is from Milani Cosmetics. And oh shoot. And this like this purple color with glitter in it. And yeah, honey. This is one of my favorites. I ignore you all the time. It's my favorite pastime. Child, I don't pay you no mind. Did you go to Minnesota? I did not. No, I didn't go. They got an Arby's on Minnesota. Oh, you, child, Cajun don't know nothing about it. No, I went to the Arby's over by my job, honey. Laughed my butt off. Well, dang, daddy, we're going to stick by him, though. Oh, we're going to stick by him. But I told him, that's all right. I told him, I said, I'm going to send my sister up there. My sister don't have no cut cards. I'm the nice one. Really, he's trying to do better. He's a dad. That's what they do. Oh, look at all these people taking up for my daddy. Okay. What's up? Hey. All right, let's get into the things. Who told you to stop using Juvia's Place? I still use Juvia's Place. I'm not allowed to put nothing else on my lips. Dang. What's up, Harlem, New York? All right, you guys. It's 100 people in the chat. I hope you guys have already hit the like button. If you haven't, can you please do that right now? It is free. What? $99. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. I don't know how I keep losing subscribers, but Lord knows I've been at 18,500 subscribers for probably 6 months. I just can't seem to get over that $19,000 hump. I just can't seem to get over the hump. So if you are new here hanging out in the bushes, go and hit that subscribe button, y'all. It's free 99. It is free 99. Now, we're going to start with a little politics. We're going to start with the heavy stuff. We're going to start with the heavy stuff, and then we're going to lighten it up a little bit, okay? So let's start with the heavy stuff. Now, this morning, y'all know I was minding my business because that's what I do. And I was scrolling through the internets and the outer nets. And I came across this little situation. This came from a verified Instagram account. Now, I know we can't really go by verified Instagram accounts since they selling blue checks these days. But this did come from somebody that I follow. This is a verified Instagram account. And the question that was asked was, hacker reveals, well, not question, statement. Hacker reveals how the 2024 election was hacked. Now, remember, I told y'all back when that election took place that a lot of people like, and when I say a lot of people, I mean like the Rachel Maddows of the world, were asking the question about these states that had all of these Democrats that won going down the ticket, but Donald Trump won the state. Now, listen, y'all, I know it's going to come off sounding like a sore loser. I get it. I understand that we're going to come off sounding like a sore loser, but we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it, okay? Y'all told me I was nuts. No, we didn't say you were nuts, Andrea. I didn't say you was nuts. I never said you was nuts. I never said it. At least I don't remember saying it. So let me read y'all what was said. Now, this is, I still have questions. The math ain't math. A lot of people do. So let me read y'all what was said. Now, this is coming from the Instagram account that this is coming from is KADOWEN. I'm going to spell it again. KADOW, excuse me, KADOWDEN. KADOWDEN. This is the alleged hacker that is telling y'all how the election was hacked. I ain't saying it's true. I'm just reading y'all what I found scrolling through the intras and the outras nets, okay? So let me read this. From a well-known and recognized hacker with a history of professional hacking, the 2024 election was hacked at the tabulation level. Y'all know the word tabulation mean, right? Okay. I have a 25-year career finding and or conducting such hacks. It's easy-ish to do. GOP/Trump, Putin, Musk all have the resources, motivation, and access to do it. Hand recount the 2 oddest precincts in each county. Solved. I'm going to say that again. Hand recount the 2 oddest precincts in each county. Period. Solved. Period. Hey, Jay Parrish, where you been, boo? Interesting, American voting has been subject to repeated hacks since at least Bush versus Gore, where hanging chads were just a distraction. The hack was in the Valusia County. I'm just spelling it out so y'all know what I'm talking about. I was a leader in uncovering hacks in 2002 and in 2004 when Bush hacked Ohio away from Kerry. No one cared, so I stopped. I continue to work professionally finding hackers and fairly often develop and install hacks designed to ferret out the misuse of systems. My customers have included numerous governments and F100 firms. I wrote risk assessments for smart grid technologies for Obama and IPE protection. So here's what you're seeing. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm going in the right order. Okay. So here's what you're seeing. The tabulation systems at the county level were hacked far in advance of the election. The hack was probably written into the code even before the code was installed. It will have been when function and if then functions to have the machine force balance to a given outcome within a specific window of time. You could test the machines 1,000 times before the election and the result will have been correct. If you run it during the time window, the force balancing will be turned on, and regardless of the inputs, you will get a programmed output. They're going to be looking for me. I found this on the internet. I'm just reading it. I didn't write this. I ain't write it. I just found it. I'm just sharing it with y'all. Don't come and get me. Because I don't understand none of this shit I'm reading. I'm just reading it to y'all. I don't understand input, output, switchboards. I don't know none of that. I don't know none of that. It was very simple to prove this. Take the two most outlandish precinct results from any county and just hand count the ballots. They won't match. The tabulation outputs, from what I'm seeing, you will find a 8 to 11% average shifts from Dem to Republican. Be sure to check the heavy red areas, easier to cover up a run-up to the score. That was how it was done in Ohio versus Kerry. GOP flips in already highly red areas. Now, why the bomb threats? Remember, there were bomb threats during the election. Y'all remember on election day or during early election? Y'all remember there were a lot of BOMB threats. Y'all remember that, right? I'm just reading it. It's all alleged. I'm reading something, y'all. This is really be reading. Yes, it is all. This is all allegedly. I am reading. Just like I read articles, I am reading. So why the BOMB threats? They were not to allow for hacker access. The programming was already in place. They were to break chain of custody and produce legal grounds to not trust a source in advance of the election. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm reading it in the right order. Okay. You could test the machine. Okay. Oh, that's pretty much what it is. Okay. I just want to make sure I read everything that was there, child. So, yeah. Again, I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm not saying I believe or don't believe any of it. What I'm saying is I found this down to the internet. And I'm reading it to y'all. That's what I said. Now, if you hit me up on Instagram, I will forward this to you and you can do your own research. I said, if you hit me up on Instagram, I will forward this to you. Now, somebody said, why isn't this making headline news? For obvious reasons. We know why this isn't making. See, here's the problem. And this is why I say the the Democrats just play too nice sometimes. We know what Trump did when he lost, right? He threw a tantrum in the middle of the street like a petulant child, right? Can I put, can I put it in the members only chat? In yeah, I can put it in El Teddy's members only chat. I don't have them in members only chat, so you must be talking about El Teddy's. I know y'all probably think that's mine, but it's really not. It's El Teddy's. Katrina said that a letter was sent to Kamala Harris. Do y'all think, can I ask y'all, hey, tribe, come here. Do y'all think for 1 millisecond that Kamala Harris and her team don't have this information? You really think that something is floating around on the internet that Kamala Harris's team doesn't know? Now, what they doing about it, if they're doing anything about it, child, I don't know. Lord knows they don't call me, okay? But I do find it interesting that here is somebody who has done this for a living that says, listen, it ain't that hard and it's not as complicated as you think it is. And there are people who we know have been in cahoots with Trump that have the resources to do it. We know for a fact that Putin then went down to state television over in Russia and said that Trump owed him a favor. Now, we know he said that. Putin ain't say that, but Putin's second in command said it. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, that Putin's second in command said, hey, we did him a solid and he owe us and he better come through or it's going to be a problem. Don't y'all remember that man said that? Don't y'all remember what that man said? He said, we did him a solid and he better return the favor or it's going to be a problem. Now, that was in the news. Really, we didn't find that on no hole in the wall internet. That was on the news. CNN, MSNBC, we read that from an actual article down to the CNN said that. Trump also said he had a secret just before the election. Sure did. Now, again, I ain't saying that that's what happened. I am saying that the numbers wasn't numbering. And that's not coming from a place of a sore loser. That's really coming from somebody that can add 2 + 2 and get 4. Thank you, Sabria, for being number 83 on the likes. So that means if she number 83 on the likes, that means I don't even have 100 likes, y'all. And Putin and Elon, smooth face ass steak. Y'all make me sick. I be reading this stuff and I get halfway through and be like, damn it. Math wasn't math in all election night. So what I'm going to say is this. We're going to put that there. We're going to leave it there. What I'm going to say is this, is I hope that things are moving behind the scenes. Because if, in fact, that is what happened, I think we would all love to see the reverse happen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, child. Moving right along. In other politics news, the Florida Sheriff, Chad Croncenter, I guess his name is, he withdrew as Trump's DEA pick. Now, when he got nominated, he said all the things that you're supposed to say. Oh, it's such an honor. I can't wait to serve this great country, yada, 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 right? 2 days later, he said, oh, wait a minute, never mind. I changed my mind. I don't want to do this shit. Because you know that Trump has been trying to bypass doing background checks on these nominees. So I think maybe he thought they wasn't going to have to do no background check. And when he realized that they was going to come knocking on his door, he was going to have to go through a confirmation process and the background checks and, you know, like everybody else, now all of a sudden he changed his mind. Now I want to know what you try to hide. Sir, now we want to know what you trying to hide, bruh. Why you withdraw like that? I mean, he coming from Florida, so Lord knows, child. Lord knows. You know what show he talking about, Abby. If you don't leave Cajun alone, you know what the hell Cajun talking about. In other politics news, currently indicted mayor of New York, Eric Adams, has said he is looking forward to working closely with the immigration czar. Y'all already in my inbox asking for that information. He says that he'll be working with Trump's administration. He wants to discuss mass deportation of immigrants. He said those who are committing crimes, robberies, shootings at police officers, raping innocent people need to go. And he even went on and said, you can go on and cancel me. I don't care. Now, what we know is that this man is currently indicted and his trial is set to start in April of 2025. And I feel like he is working really, really, really hard and trying to stay out of jail. I mean, a part of me can't be mad at you, bro. I mean, do what you gotta do, you know? But then, of course, there's a part of me that's like, Here it is right here. Hold on. All right. Andrew, that's you. P-R-I-S. I'm not going to say the whole thing. Just P-R-I-S. That's you. He wants to stay out of prison, so he's looking at Trump like his savior. Yeah, exactly. You see this picture. Is that you, Andrew? Oh, yeah, I think that's you. You just dressed up. You all dressed up. Okay, I just sent it to you, boo. So Trump going to deport himself since everything he named. He's talking about, child. You know that. Eric in April and Puff in May. New York City going to be popping this spring. Child, I don't think either one of them going to make it to no trial. But don't get me telling no lies, child. I'm side-eyeing the whole Diddy thing for real. Shucking and jiving, scratching and surviving. I feel like the Dems are playing a reverse. Oh, no, they need MAGA to demand a hand recount to prove Trump had more votes than what was initially expected. Okay, but I need them to push a little harder. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. If they know who then why don't they put them in jail? Right. My thing is, I don't want to see anybody get away with committing a crime, but if you know who's doing it, then get them. Child. If you know who's get them. So sick of these people. Shoot. I will say this, you guys. Y'all know I gotta say stuff when I'm thinking about it. I am going to look at, the calendar. The schedule is out for the New York Liberty. I am going to a New York Liberty game. I will let you guys know. Not sure about the whole buying tickets and stuff because the tickets, the New York Liberty just won the championship. They're a very popular team, so the tickets might be a little more pricey. But what I may do though is I will call and find out once I figure out what date I can go. So yeah. All right. I've been wondering why the cry for recount isn't louder. Dems, grab your kahunas. Exactly, Savannah. That's my only thing. Like, I need the Dems to grow a pair. Like, they really a little too passive for me. They just a little too passive for me. But that's always been my problem with the Democrats, because I that's why I ain't even mad at Joe Biden. Do a meet and greet in New York. I would probably do that. If I'm coming to New York for something like that, I would. What am I looking for? Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for my speaker because I'm getting ready to play something. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my phone has real sound. I don't necessarily need the speaker no more. Remember, my phone wouldn't give me no real sound. But let me see. Half the problem is that I can't even see if my vote was counted for 45 days after the election day. December 15th is when the states authenticate the election results. I think some ish about to share in the streets. Well, I hope so. I want to see it. Come on through.
Let's create this look. The theme for the season 17 promo is water. So obviously I had to be the goddess of water, giving
Sorry, y'all. That's one of my things started playing. I'm gonna send this to you. I mean, we're gonna listen to this, and this is what I'm talking about when I say we don't have no kahunas. I mean, not kahunas, but when we finally drop our kahunas. Okay, let me let y'all hear this. We need more Jasmine Crockett's in the yes. All right, let me let y'all hear something. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay, here it is right here. I'm going to let y'all hear this. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the Dems be playing to me. And when I say the Dems, I'm not talking about leadership right now. Y'all are here when y'all hear what I'm talking about. The ticks of the Liberty have on Ticketmaster are very reasonable. Not sure about where the best place is to see our girl. Remember, let's see when her birthday. You know what? You're right. Can one of y'all do that for me? Can one of y'all do that research for me and find out when Ellie's birthday is? So maybe we could try to get tickets to Ellie's birthday party. I'll look it up, y'all. Right now, if I'm calling a thing, baby, financially, I can't do nothing until after the holidays. So hopefully the tickets don't sell out before January. Because right now, I ain't got it. I got Christmas. I got some other things I got to do. I ain't got it. Especially when you're talking about going to New York, having to worry about transportation up, hotel room, and all of that. Baby, right now, that just ain't in my budget. But by January, once I get past this Christmas hump and I have some other bills I got to take care of, maybe we can schedule it then. Okay. You found it. Oh, Monique found it. All right, girl. Send it to me. Ellie the elephant mascot celebrate her birthday on June the 9th. Okay, so let's find the game that's around June the 9th. We'll come back to that. I want y'all to hear this, though. Let's listen to this.
Going around right now, a lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie.
Hold on.
Something was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground.
Listen,
they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
No.
If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions
Yes, I
and the
understand all
impartiality.
that it was a lie. We don't know.
Partiality of the
Yes.
Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right?
Impartiality of the Department.
We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes, but when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right? If you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
I'm an independent.
Yes, but
that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
Why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. Can I just point this out to you? The president has a pardon power, right?
Ridiculous.
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would never. I said that. I just think that.
Think about it. Just think about it this way.
So here's my problem. And this is what I mean when I say y'all know I don't see it for Charlamagne. Y'all know I don't see it for him at all. I refuse to say Charlamagne the whatever because I'm not calling no man a god. But here's my problem with Charlamagne. I actually agree with part of what he's saying. Because what he's saying is that the Democrats have created this situation where it's like they separate themselves from the Republicans. So when they do something that is not this, like you said, on this moral high ground, then all of a sudden now it's that everybody freaks out. But my problem is, number one, I think everybody reserves the right to change their fucking mind, right? I reserve the right. And I tell y'all this all the time. I always reserve the right to change my mind when I get more information, because the reality is sometimes I've made an opinion or I've made a decision about something and I don't have all the information. So now that Joe Biden has lost the election, now that Joe Biden maybe knows some things that we don't know, because let's be clear, he knows way more than we ever know. And now that Joe Biden understands that Trump has already said that he has an enemies list. And he is going to use the full power of the government to go after all of his enemies when he gets back in power. Why would Joe Biden leave his son open to the whim of this corrupt government that's getting ready to come into office? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? So do I think that Joe Biden would have pardoned his son had Kamala Harris won? I do not. I don't. Yeah, this damn thing. I don't think that. I do not think he would have pardoned his son had Kamala Harris won the election. And I think he meant it when he said it. However, things change. And when things change, we change. And that's how I feel about it. And I don't have a problem with Joe Biden, what he did. I would have done it, and I support him doing it. And I would have supported him doing it even if Kamala Harris had won. Matter of fact, I still would have wanted him to do it if Kamala Harris had won. I would have understood and respected his decision not to. But I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him at all. And it pisses me off when I feel like we eat our own. The one thing I'm gonna give, let me tell you something. The one thing I'm gonna give the Republic, even though I don't like it, but the one thing I'm gonna give the Republicans credit for, baby, they stick together. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they stick together, and we eat ourselves. We eat ourselves. I remember when the whole Me Too movement happened, and they pushed Al Franken out of office. Al Franken was an ally to us. Al Franken was somebody that would stand 10 toes down and would fight in the trenches for Democrats. And because a picture surfaced from 20 fucking years ago where he did something that absolutely he should not have done, that absolutely was wrong, and he said was wrong, and he did apologize for, now all of a sudden, y'all pushing this man out of office. And it's like we eat our, we cut off our nose to spite our face. A threat to who? Tacos and tequila? You mean the Republicans felt like he was a threat? Is that who was he a threat to? What you mean? Because remember, it wasn't the Republicans, it was the Democrats who said he should resign. Had the Democrats stood behind Al Franken the way these Republicans stand behind these mofos that are out here committing crimes and violating? Remember, it was the Democrats who said, yeah, you should probably resign. The fuck? Right, Franken was a powerful threat to the Republicans, but what I'm saying is the Democrats were the ones that told him to apologize. The Democrats were the ones that were like, yeah, we're not going to support this. You need to apologize. I mean, you need to resign. I ain't worried about the Republicans. The Republicans were doing what the Republicans were supposed to do. I'm talking about the Democrats that didn't have his back. That's who I'm talking about. Right. Exactly, Andrew. So anyway, baby, I think that's all I got for politics today, child. Let's get into some other stuff, child. Let's get into some other stuff. That's what I have for politics today. All right, let's move right along. What else I have on here today, child? Y'all know I just screenshot stuff, so let me see what I done screenshotted. Have y'all seen that Walmart commercial? That's like the nod to Love Jones. Let me tell y'all something. And me and Abby are gonna probably disagree because me and Abby just don't agree when it comes to movies. But can I tell you that Love Jones is probably, to this day, probably one of my favorite movies. Like, I will just randomly turn Love Jones on. I think it is a great movie. It gets me every time. I know what's going to happen. Hell, I could damn near recite the damn dialogue. But it's a Walmart commercial with Nia Long and with Lorenz Tate. And the implication is that this is them 20 years later, and a Walmart package comes, and it's a record player. And if you've seen Love Jones, and Lorenz Tate says, "Hey, can I play you a song?" And you know it's from Love Jones, and so he plays he starts playing the record. They start dancing in the living room. And then there's this young girl who looks like she's probably college age, which would be about right? And she's taking pictures of them with like an old-fashioned camera. It is so throwback old to, and I loved it. It was so cute. Absolutely did. I loved it. All right. Child, where else do I want to go from here, honey? It's so much bull hockey going on, honey. It's so much bull hockey going on. Congratulations to Bel-Air. It has been renewed for a 4th and final season. I'm okay with this being the 4th season of Bel-Air. If you follow Bel-Air, and you really watch Bel-Air, it kind of needs to end this year, because I think if they keep it going, it's going to fall into where I think the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, sort of went wrong. You built this whole show up on Carlton going to Princeton, and then he doesn't get into Princeton. And it's just absolutely no way in hell that a Carlton Banks doesn't get into Princeton and ends up going to State College and yada, 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 yada. So I think it's great. We won't hire you, but look at this throwback commercial we made for you. Listen, it's a cute commercial. I get it. We mad at Walmart right now. I told y'all before. Y'all, I don't know why y'all just getting mad at Walmart. Why y'all just getting mad at Walmart with the DEI? Walmart been disenfranchising black folk from the beginning of time. I don't understand why y'all just get mad. I'm not saying you shouldn't get mad. I ain't saying y'all shouldn't get mad. I'm just saying I don't know why y'all just get mad. But neither here nor there. So shout out to Bel Air for their 4th and final season. They are bringing back Suits. For those of you that are Suits fans, but it's going to be Suits with a twist. It's going to be Suits LA. It's going to be Suits LA, and it's going to be starring the guy that played Harvey. Not sure who all else is going to be in there. I'm sure that it's going to be about them moving the law practice out west, out to LA. Let me tell you something. I'm willing to lose everybody else except for Donna. If y'all don't bring Donna, if Donna is not with Harvey, I don't want it. If you watch Suits, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't watch Suits, just hold on. We ain't gonna be here long. But baby, and if you don't watch Suits, go on over to Netflix and binge watch it. It is so good. It's so good. At least I love it. I'm here for the Suits reboot. I am. But I am not here for the Suits reboot if we don't have Donna. Because Harvey is nothing without Donna. And the fact that they fell in love, I felt like this was one of the very rare occasions where I think a couple that you already know from the beginning should be together, actually get together, and it doesn't ruin the show for me. Dang, you said you couldn't stand Donna. Why? What did Donna do that was so bad? I love Donna. No, the princess left a long time before the show got off. Yeah, if there's no Donna, I don't want it. I just don't want it. Now, I'm going to tell you who else I do enjoy. I do also enjoy Lipschitz. I can live without him being on the show, but I need a cameo from him every now and again. Like, I would love to see him coming to LA and maybe him and Harvey working on a case together. Like, I would love a cameo. I'm going to tell y'all who I would love to see a cameo from as well. If you watched Suits from the beginning, I would love to see a cameo from Gina Torres. I forget her name on the show. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The former, she was the managing partner when the show first started. The black girl, Lawrence Fishburne's ex-wife. I would love that they gave her a spinoff and it didn't do so well. She went back home to Chicago and was trying to clean it up. It didn't do so well. It was actually kind of boring. I tried to watch it and it didn't really do it for me. But I would love to see her. Jessica. Thank you, Cindy. Jessica. I would love to see Jessica come through there. But if y'all not giving me Donna, I don't want it. I don't want it. So, yeah. So, shout out. Don't ask me to review it. I'm telling y'all now, I'm not going to be reviewing it. I'm not. We can talk about it, but I'm not going to be reviewing it. Okay. I did make a decision about Behind the Gates, which is the primarily black soap opera that's going to be coming on starting in late February. I did make a decision about that. I told you guys I would let y'all know what I was going to do about that. So here's what I have decided. For right now, for today, here's how I'm going to handle it. I am going to do weekly recaps. That is my plan. My plan, and if I can't make it work, y'all, then I will adjust it. But right now, my plan is because they know in the world I'm going to commit to reviewing the show every day. I just can't do that, y'all. And we know daily soap operas, they overlap, child. Half the episode is something they done already told us the day before. So I figured I could commit to weekly recaps. Maybe Saturday or Sunday. By that time, football season will be over. Maybe Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be coming on CBS, wherever your local CBS is. And if you don't have, I know a lot of people don't really have regular, like, I don't know, whatever CBS. So maybe Paramount Plus, if you have Paramount Plus or CBS. It starts at the end of February. I'm going to say that for now. Now, if we start watching it and it becomes very Tyler Perry-esque, yeah, Clarence used to do they used to do General Hospital, All My Children or something. So we'll do weekly, but yeah, I can't commit to a daily unless y'all I get 100,000 subscribers and I start doing this full time. I can't commit. I don't have that much time. I don't have that much time. But I can do weekly because I do want to watch it. So I can give myself a weekly recap. Okay. I just had to say that while I was thinking about it. All right, let's get into the rest of these. Okay. So that's that. I should have put that under shit we didn't ask for, huh? Somebody said that's something they asked for. All right. We have all been I ain't gonna say we've been following the story, but we've all heard the story of the United Healthcare CEO who unfortunately was unalived out in front of his home. Unfortunately, they do have cam footage that is now yeah, Sam died. Yeah, I don't know why she left the show. I mean, she has been on the show forever. Maybe she just tired of being on the show. That did kind of throw me off when Sam died. It's very interesting. This United Healthcare CEO that was unalived. He was fatally shot. I'm gonna read you guys this article from CNN. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan Wednesday morning in a brazen targeted attack. Notice they say it's a targeted attack. This wasn't random. As he walked toward the hotel hosting the company's annual investor conference. Shortly before 7 a.m., a gunman masked in the freezing temperatures was lying in wait before opening fire on Thompson outside the Hilton Midtown. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. I want to be clear, at this time, every indication is that this was premeditated, pre-planned, and targeted. The gunman approached Thompson from behind and shot him at least once in the back and once in the front calf. Responding emergency workers took Thompson to Mount Sinai West in critical condition, where he was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m. A motive for the shooting is unclear, and police haven't announced one, but a source with knowledge of the investigation told CNN that the United Healthcare's parent company, United Health Group, was aware of concerning threats against its high-level executives. The threats don't mention Thompson's name. The source said that Thompson's widow, Paulette, told NBC News there had been some threats against her husband. Basically, I don't know. A lack of coverage. I don't know the details, she said. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him. Paulette Thompson declined to comment to CNN on the threat she described to MSNBC. We are shattered to hear about the senseless killing of our beloved Brian. Brian was an incredibly loving, generous, talented man who truly lived life to its fullest and touched so many lives. Most importantly, Brian was an incredible, loving father to our 2 sons and will be greatly missed. Thompson was visiting from Minnesota and was shot with a weapon that appeared to be outfitted with a silencer. Yeah, this was definitely premeditated. He had a silencer. He was waiting outside. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, you have to kind of ask yourself what could be so, I don't know. I don't know. It definitely sounds professional, certainly premeditated. Can't imagine what this man, I mean, other than people being upset about health coverage and stuff like that, but that still sounds a bit extreme. We'll just keep posting. He was last seen in Central Park. Yeah, we'll just keep our ear to the ground on that one, you guys. We'll keep our ear to the ground on that one because that just sounds very, very interesting. It's very weird, Hibiscus Rose. Very weird. And I'm not saying that there's anything nefarious. I'm just saying, you know, that's just not, I don't know. One of the biggest insurance companies changing of the guard. Yes, it's a lot. Also, I don't know if you guys heard about this. Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is my insurance carrier, Blue Cross Blue Shield announced today that they are going to stop covering anesthesia for the full length of certain, notice the key word is certain surgeries in the states of Connecticut, New York, and Missouri. If a surgery exceeds a specific duration, anesthesia costs for the additional time will not be covered. You have to ask yourself a question. How does that even become a conversation? You're having surgery. You're having anesthesia. How does it even become a conversation that somebody says, you know, we think the surgery should only take 6 hours. So if it takes 8 hours, we're going to charge the patient for those extra 2 hours. That doesn't even make sense. But I think the key word in that, you guys, is certain surgeries. So you have to wonder if they're talking about elective surgeries. Under the current climate, are they talking about sex reassignment surgeries? Right? And the word certain being in there tells you that it's really going to be up to the discretion of the insurance company. Most surgeries are elective. Don't it say they will have a set time limit, and if it exceeds that, they will deny? Yeah, I thought I just said that. Maybe I didn't. I wasn't clear when I read that. Non-elective surgeries are emergencies. I don't know if that's, I mean, Candace, you may be in the healthcare field and you know the language, but I don't know if that is necessarily true. For example, if you have to have surgery, but it's not like they have to rush you in, but I don't know. Is that what they consider it? If it's not an emergency, it's considered elective? Because I know I've had surgery that it wasn't elective for me, but it wasn't like they took me straight to the emergency room either. I mean, I was able to schedule it and do all the things I needed to do, but I needed to have that surgery. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting cancer surgery and you're scheduling a mastectomy, I don't think that makes it non-emergency just because, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that makes it non-emergency just because you weren't rushed to emergency room. But again, I don't know the legal language. Maybe that's the legal language. I don't know. Not correct, Candace. For example, yeah, see, mastectomy, right? That's life-saving, or any other type of cancer surgery. Doesn't the doctor determine? Maybe the doctor determines that. Having a gallbladder removed before it erupts shouldn't be considered a non-emergency. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's but again, you may work in the medical field, and maybe that is the definition. I don't know. Kay just said depends on your plan and what they deem an emergency surgery. Child, we are all slaves to the insurance company. Right. I always thought elective surgery is something you don't necessarily need. Yeah. They are at Rockefeller Center singing That Man Just Died. Huh? Who's at Rockefeller Center and what man? What you talking about, Cindy? Be more specific, baby. I don't know what you're talking about. I was in surgery for almost 13 hours. 3 hours later to pay. Right. I don't feel like the patient should have to pay for the doctor. And I don't think the doctor should have to feel rushed, because sometimes, and it happens a lot of time, in surgery, you get in there and things are different than what they thought it was. Things are worse than what you thought it was. Like, that's crazy to me. Kay just said elective can be anything that doesn't fall into their list of certain surgical categories. Okay. Well, we definitely going to have to listen. I don't know. I just don't know how that became a conversation. I just don't know how that became a conversation that somebody was sitting there saying, hey, I know how we can save some money. We just won't pay for anesthesia for the full length of a surgery. That is just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. Child, y'all know I'm fighting with the insurance company with this car. Y'all know, I told y'all that guy hit my car. Child, I'm fighting with that insurance company. I said it is a fender bender. It is not that serious. Nobody had to be towed away. Nobody airbag deployed. If y'all don't pay for me to get this dent out my damn car, the executive expired today and people are singing at Rockefeller. I don't understand what you mean though. Like, they're celebrating that he was unalive? Is that what you're saying? Just wait until MAGA guts the ACA, child. Kay just said, I just switched car insurance companies today. Child, I'm so irritated. And then I talked to the insurance adjuster yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and let your insurance handle it, no, because I don't think I'm at fault. So I'm going to let this ride out. Now, if I couldn't drive my car or something like that, that would be one thing. But my car runs. It's got a dent in it, but I can't see the dent from inside. We're going to keep this thing going. And if they do try to say that the accident was my fault, I'm fighting it. Now I will go through my insurance company then and fight it because I don't think I'm at fault. I don't think I did it. I don't think it's my fault. Okay, so I'm trying to understand what y'all saying. So they're having the tree lighting ceremony right now in Rockefeller Center for the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, and they're singing. And what are you telling me that they're singing like they're celebrating that this man died? Is that what y'all are saying? Or are you saying they're singing? I'm confused. Okay, Miss Foodie said yes. So they're celebrating that this man died? Well, maybe he was a little more hated than we thought then. Why are they celebrating that this man died? They're just singing like just singing Christmas songs. Xavier said they're singing. So they're just singing Christmas songs? They're just singing. Some people thought the ceremony would have been canceled due to the child. I'm sorry. It's New York. Why would they cancel it? Child, he the CEO of a healthcare company. He is not the president. Child, people be doing too much. Why would they cancel it? Child. Anyway, no, we ain't get to Tiffany yet, child. We gonna get there. We working our way. We working our way. So hold on. Dang nabbit. Okay. What time is it? Oh, it's already 8 o'clock. All right, y'all. Let me speed it up, child. All right. That's that. That's that. I gotta go through all the things. All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna do this one more story, and then I have a shit we did not ask for, and then we got like 2 more quick stories after that. Okay. Byron Allen is being allowed to move forward with his lawsuit against McDonald's. If y'all are not sure who Byron Allen is the media mogul. He owns like 50 million television stations and media entities. He actually was trying to buy. He was one of the people that was going to buy BET a few months back, maybe about a year or so ago when it was up for sale. So he filed a lawsuit, a $10 billion with a B. $10 billion discrimination lawsuit against McDonald's over ad spending. A federal judge has said that the case can go to trial. So let me read you guys a little bit about this case. We talked about it, but we didn't really get into the details of it. So let me just give you a little bit. U.S. District Judge Fernando Ogin found that McDonald's may have violated civil rights laws by relegating Byron Allen's networks to meager advertising tiers specifically reserved for companies that produce content targeted to Black audiences. Though it was a close call, He ruled that there's enough evidence indicating that entertainment studios, the Weather Channel, were shut out of fast food giants' much larger general market budget for a jury to consider the case. In a statement, McDonald's said that the ruling simply means that neither party met the high standard for dismissal and that the case must still be considered by a jury. We're prepared to show that this case is utterly baseless. McDonald's invested in media properties that aligned with the company's business strategy, and like any other rational business, declined to invest in those that had low ratings or failed to reach the company's target audiences. So Allen said in a statement, there's overwhelming evidence of discrimination by McDonald's. It's time for the McDonald's board of directors, stockholders, and civil rights organizations nationwide to call for the resignation of CEO Chris Kempinski. I know I said that wrong, but we're just going to roll with it. Who was caught sending racist text messages about Black and Hispanic people. Allen, who seeks upwards of $10 billion with a B dollars in his lawsuit, was referencing messages from Kempinski, to Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot in 2021, blaming the death of 2 Black and Latino children on their parents. One of the children, Jalen Adams, was shot and killed during a car while sitting in a car with her father in a McDonald's parking lot. The parents failed those kids, which I know is something you can't say, even harder to fix. A month after the message surfaced, Allen filed a lawsuit accusing McDonald's of violating federal and state civil rights laws that bar racial discrimination when negotiating and enforcing contracts. The case revolves around allegations that the company utilizes a multi-tiered approach to purchasing advertising. In the general market tier, McDonald's from 2006 to 2021 contracted with the advertising agency OMD Worldwide to allocate its budget among white-owned media companies, according to the complaint. Another tier with a much smaller budget, allegedly handled exclusively by a different ad agency, Burrell, is reserved for companies that produce content aimed at Black audiences, says the lawsuit, which notes that entertainment studios was pigeonholed into this group since Allen is the owner. Huh. McDonald's, you might want to go on and call him up and try to settle this thing, because it sounds like he got the, I don't know. It sounds like he might know what he's talking about a little bit. Byron, can I borrow Emilio too? Can I borrow Emilio too? Emilio. Can I borrow Emilio too? Shit. Actually, I don't even want to borrow it. Can I just have it? I don't even want to borrow it. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. I don't even want to borrow it. Can I just get it? Can I get a little bit? A little something. A little bit. $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I'm just saying. My pauses be crazy. Because I just be pausing sometimes. I have to think these things through, honey. Because sometimes I just got to think about what I want to say so I don't say the wrong thing or say it the wrong way, honey. Not Byron got Mickey D's by the short and curlies. I hope so. Good for him. Child, we under a wind advisory. Oh, a strong cold front. See, this is what happened when I opened up my phone. You could tell I'm a teacher because I saw a weather advisory and was like, what's the weather advisory? You could tell I'm a teacher, honey. I said, what's the weather advisory for tomorrow? But they said we might get some flurries and stuff, but they ain't saying we're going to get no real snow. I want it now. I ain't going to tell y'all no lies. I'll take the snow. But they said we ain't going to get it. All right. I didn't know that either, Bat. I didn't know that about the CEO of McDonald's. I didn't know that either. All right, we got a few more stories, and then we're gonna get ready to get on out of here. Judge Mathis is sued for allegedly threatening a city employee who was blocking his driveway. Now, Judge Mathis, you just got your wife back. Y'all was smiling down to the Thanksgiving. Sir, just go and sit down somewhere, please. Can you just go sit down somewhere? Judge Mathis. It says Judge Mathis threatened to SHOOT a city worker, all because a dump truck was blocking his driveway, at least according to a new lawsuit. In the docs obtained by TMZ, a man named Ricardo Acosta claims he was on the job with the LA Department of Water and Power in July 2023, working outside of Mathis's home when he says the TV judge started swearing at him. Acosta claims Mathis was pulling out of his garage in his car and then got back out of the vehicle and started hurling explicit yelling at Acosta to move his effing truck out the way. The city worker claims Mathis told him he didn't give a F and to run him over and see what happens to him. He says Mathis then, hold on. It skipped. The city worker claims Mathis was standing behind the dump truck at this point, and he says he told Mathis to move from behind the truck for safety reasons because he was concerned the truck would roll backward and put into gear because it was parked on the incline. So you didn't say all that to Judge Mathis. That's not what you said. See, I need people to just be real. Be like, I told him shut the F up. I was trying to do my job and get the hell out the way. All of this, I told him to move from behind the truck because I was concerned about safety reasons because we were on an incline and I was worried that the car was going to roll backwards. Sir, that's not what you said. Mr. Acosta, I'm okay with you saying that man was rude to you and he cussed at you and he threatened you. But don't be trying to make it seem like you were like, sir, I really wish you could please just, for your own safety, we don't want you to stand there because, you ain't do that. Acosta claims that Matthews told him he didn't give a F and to run him over and see what happens to him. He says Mathis then told him he had something for him and ran into the house and returned with a GUN. In the docs, Acosta claims Mathis brandished a firearm and stated, I will bust a cat. Judge Mathis said he will bust the cap off in your ass. That's what Judge Mathis said. He says Mathis then turned back in the car and drove off, but not before threatening again to bust the cap. So you've been watching too many gangster movies from the 1980s. You watch too much Boys in the Hood, too much Gin and Juice in the Hood, too much CB4. You've been watching too many Menace to Society. Like, sir, that is not what Judge Mathis said. Now listen, I ain't saying Judge Mathis didn't come out there, and I ain't saying Judge Mathis didn't behave badly. I'm not even going to say Judge Mathis didn't yell and cuss that man out. But I don't believe that Judge Mathis said he was going to bust a cap in your ass. I don't believe he said that, sir. Acosta is suing Mathis for assault and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and he's going after Mathis for damages. When did he assault you? Because I don't read anywhere in this story where this man assaulted you. Let me go back. He said Mathis went in the house and came back out with a firearm and stated, I will bust a cap. You want to F with me. He ain't saying your ass. I added that part. But he did say, I will bust a cap. You want to F with me. He says Mathis then got back in the car and drove off, but not before threatening to bust a cap. When did he assault you, Mr. Acosta? Mr. Acosta, when did he assault you, sir? Now, I believe he cussed at him. I believe that. I absolutely believe he cussed at him. The man opened up his garage. He was backing his car out of the garage, and there was a truck blocking his driveway. He probably had places to go and people to see. He had to go see his mistress on the other side of town, allegedly. And he was late. Assault is a threat. Okay. So assault is considered a threat. All right. See, when I think of assault, I just think physical. But okay, he assaulted him. All right. So Brad says she believes he said he'll bust the cap. But here's what I know. I know part of that story is missing. And I know that TMZ is just giving us the cliff notes. But we know that part of that story is missing because if the reason why he was mad is because you was blocking the driveway, how did he get out? How was he able to pull off? That means at some point in time, you got in the car and you moved the damn car or the truck or whatever. I'm in tears. That's very Sam L, not Demure. Right. I mean, again, I ain't saying that Judge Mathis didn't behave badly because I don't put nobody above it. I don't put nobody above coming out the house. Listen, let me tell you something. I have come out my house and be ready to cuss out the Amazon man if he double parked in front of my car and I'm ready to go. I have come out of my house and been mad, like, damn, I got somewhere to go. This man around here delivering packages and he done double parked his truck in front of my house. I got to get out. And I can't get out until he show the fuck back up. I don't even know where he is. The truck just double parked. So I believe that the man could have cussed him. I believe the man might have cussed at him. But I don't believe that Mr. Acosta was like, sir, I really don't want you to stand behind the car. It's very dangerous. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Right now, if he said he told me I was acting like a crackhead, if he said that Judge Mathis told me I looked like a crackhead, I believe him. I will believe that. If he said I look like a crackhead, I will believe that. If he said that Judge Mathis was like, you acting like a crackhead, I believe that. And that happened a year and a half ago. You still mad? That happened a year and a half ago. You still mad? They said that happened in July of 2023. It's getting ready to be 2025. You still mad? I'm going to tell you what I think happened. Here's what I think happened. I think he didn't know who that man was. I think that Mr. Acosta was doing his job and he did not know who Judge Mathis was. And then one day he saw Judge Mathis down to the TMZ begging for his wife to come back. And Mr. Acosta said, wait a minute, that's that man that I got into it with last year. That's that man that was cussing me out last year. You ain't know he was, like, you knew he was rich because you knew what neighborhood you were in. And you know, you probably saw what kind of car he drove. So you knew he had a little money. But you ain't know he was like a celebrity money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't know he was like a celebrity money. And so now all of a sudden you remember this situation. Now again, do I believe that Judge Mathis probably cussed that man out? I do. I believe it. I believe it. Now I don't know about the went back in the house and got a weapon situation. Because I feel like for Judge Mathis to have run back in the house to get a weapon, I feel like y'all must have been going back and forth and you probably said something to him. Now, do I believe that Judge Mathis would have went inside and got a weapon if y'all got to arguing and y'all got to trading insults and maybe he said a little something? I believe that. I believe that. Now I believe that. But I don't believe that based on the version of the story you told that made that man run back in the house and get a weapon. Now I don't believe that. But I believe if y'all got to cussing each other out and you called him out his name and he called you out your name, and I believe that. I believe Judge Mathis went back inside and was like, let me tell you something, bruh. But okay, I mean, he gonna probably throw you a couple of $1,000s and call it a day, child. Because, you know, he probably just don't even have time to deal with you, Mr. Acosta. He don't have time to deal with you, sir. All right, hold on. We got 1 or 2 more things. We got a shit we did not ask for. So, it's 130 of y'all in here. If you are new here, please do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and please hit the like button. If you are new here, we have a segment called Shit We Did Not Ask For or Stuff We Did Not Ask For, okay? Generally, it's usually a movie or a food item or something to that effect. And the way you play is this. If you are a member, you have your emoji. So go on in and get your emojis ready. If you are not a member, you can still play. Don't worry, you can still play. You're going to put a 1 if it's something you want, something you would ask for. You're going to put a 2 if it's something you don't want, something you would never ask for. And you're going to put a 3 if it's a hell no. Okay? 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for hell no. Complex, you know what? Complex, I'm with you. Complex said Judge Mathis old school. He already had it with him. I'm with you on that one, Complex. Complex, did you get the Cash App? I sent it earlier today. If you got it, let me know. And once again, thank you, my love. So, and it say this is sold out. It says that Dove has teamed up with Crumble Cookies for deodorants inspired by confetti cake and lemon glaze. And they say it's already sold out. So for those of you that like them old nasty crumble cookies, Dove has come up with, they've done a collab, confetti cake and lemon cake. Okay, I see a 3. I see a no. Tora said, I'm not even doing that. I'm just going to say no. Can I be honest with y'all for a minute? Can we be real? Can we be real for a minute? Okay. And I know what y'all gonna say. Before y'all start calling me old, okay? Before y'all start calling me old and start talking about it's menopause, don't do it. I'm telling you now. Before I say it, don't say it. Okay? Before I say it, don't say. Don't say this is menopause. Don't say it's pre-menopause. Don't say it's pre of the. Don't say none of that. But I gotta be honest with y'all that I gotta tell y'all something. About 2 years ago, my pH balance changed. And the deodorant that I have been using for probably the last 30 years, it just stopped working. It stopped working. And I had to figure out what was going to work. And that is not, let me tell you something, that's not fun for your deodorant to not be working and for you to have to pick and figure out and start buying different types of deodorant and trying it and trial and error. First of all, deodorant is not cheap. Let's start there. Deodorant is not freaking cheap, okay? That's number one. And number two, then you got to find a deodorant that works. I ended up started using the medicated, Dove, actually. I ended up using the medicated Dove. So the last thing I want is to mix deodorant with a scent, because those types of deodorants just ain't strong enough for me anymore. I don't know if it's menopause or premenopause. I don't know what it is. I tried Native, I tried Loom. And here's the thing. I don't have a problem with either one. I actually think both of them work for me. They just expensive as hell. Because I bought Loom. One time I got the Loom when it was on sale. So I bought like a bundle of it. And it worked pretty good. But then once it ran out, I went to, that's when, again, it's a little pricey. But it does work. It does work. You said aloe vera. My grandmother would love you. My grandmother used to be like, my grandmother's my aloe vera fixed everything, baby. My grandmother lived, she had aloe vera plants, and she would take it right off the plant. My grandmother loved aloe vera. Loved aloe vera. And she even had aloe vera juice. And she said, you should drink a little bit every morning. Drink you a shot every morning, child. My expensive cologne started smelling different on my skin. Yeah, it just, and it happens. Like, things change, your body changes and stuff like that. Loom is the bomb. Yeah, I like Loom. I did like Loom, and I did like Native. But it was just a little pricey. If I could catch it on sale, I'll buy the bundle. But I picked up the medicated. I think it is Dove, actually. I picked up the medicated, and it actually, it works pretty good for me. The Loom works pretty good. But I used to use Mitchum, or I used to do the Avon deodorant, and neither one works for me anymore. Baby. Okay. Bring back Tussie. My grandma, remember the Tussie in the bottle? Used to scoop it out and put it under your arm. Mm-hmm. My mama used to use that, the Tussie in the bottle. You still have 3 bottles. You use Secret now. Yeah, I like when I got the Loom, I used the vanilla. Now I did do a little scenty scent. I'll do powder fresh or vanilla. Lavender is good. Let me tell you why I don't really like to do lavender scents. Is because lavender really does relax me. I don't like putting on lavender when I gotta go out in the world. Because lavender really does relax me. Like when lavender make me want to lay down and take a nap, child. Tussie was my first deodorant too. It was mine too. Because again, when I started needing deodorant, I just used what my mother used, and it was Tussie. So that was my first deodorant too. I think I switched to Mitchum in college. I think that's when I switched to Mitchum. Maybe high school / no, Tussie. Yeah, I used Tussie for a while. I think I switched in college. So with that being said, and let me tell you something else I discovered. And I discovered this a few weeks ago. The last time I ordered candles, I went into, I just took them upstairs too, because I just ordered me some more. I went into the Bath and Body Works to pick up one of my candles that they said that it wasn't there, it was sold out. But anyway, I picked up some of the soap, some of the Bath and Body Works soap. They have a shea butter soap. Ooh, I love it. It's called Sunburst or something like that. Ooh, I love that soap, baby. I just went and ordered. It was on sale. Black Friday, I ordered a bunch more. I ordered it was like buy 3, get 3 or something. However much it was, baby. I just ordered me 6 bars of soap. And baby, it's called Golden Burst or Sunburst or something, but it's the shea butter. So good. I love that soap. I've fallen in love with it, child. I think I'm skipping Candle Day. It's not a good deal. Child, listen, I don't need no candles right now. You have to have aluminum free after your candle. Yeah, and I know that makes a difference too. Speaking from experience, menopause will do some things to your mind, body, and soul. Now, Lori, I just told y'all don't say that word. Lori, didn't I tell you don't say that menopause word? All right. Oh, thank you, boo. Thank you. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you, my love. Thank you. All right. Use Schmidt's. It's amazing. What's Schmidt's? That's the type of deodorant? I ain't never seen that before, Nicole. I'm going to have to go look that up. You might be talking to somebody in the chat. Maybe you're talking to somebody in the chat. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Now, let me get into this reality TV stuff, okay? I got a few reality TV things I want to talk about. I did see right before I went live, lead prosecutor who convicted Ghislaine Maxwell gets added to the Diddy case. So, looks like there's some movement with the Diddy situation. Lord, I'm glad I'm a gay man because I don't know if I could deal with menopause. Child. Well, you wouldn't have to deal with menopause if you was a heterosexual, Belle J. It don't matter whether you gay or straight. But I understand. I understand what you're saying. I understand. I'm gonna say this before we get into reality TV stuff, because we're gonna do reality TV and then we're gonna spin the wheel and then we're gonna get out of here. Keep an eye on France. The French government is collapsing. They just forced out their prime minister. Keep an eye on what's going on over there in France, y'all. Y'all keep an eye on it. Did I talk about? Oh, damn, Tiffany Henyard. Damn it. Thank you, Tracy. Let's get in this Tiffany Henyard, honey. Let's get to this Tiffany Henyard mess. Now, y'all know we was talking about the Supermayor. Y'all know y'all was talking about the Supermayor, Tiffany Henyard. Oh, you said because you don't have to deal with women. Got it. Okay, I got it. Oh, shoot. Okay, I got it. Well, y'all know that the Supermayor, a.k.a. Tiffany Henyard, hold on. We've been following that case. Now, that woman done been down there up, down, all around, okay? And it seems like she's been getting away with murder. Like, she's been under investigation. She's been doing this and she's been doing that. But it looks like her time has finally run out. Let's read through it. And this just happened last night down in the township of Dalton. Okay. Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard will be losing some of her political power after a historic caucus Tuesday night. The Illinois Supermayor lost a Democratic nomination for Thornton Township Supervisor, a position Henyard currently holds. Henyard's name was not even on the ballot because she did not have a certified assessor on her ticket. All nominees are required to have 8 people on their slate: supervisor, highway director, clerk, assessor, and 4 trustees. Instead, Illinois State Senator said Thornton Township Democratic Committeeman Napoleon Harris overwhelmingly won the nomination. The caucus and its results enraged Henyard later that night. You didn't run none of this right away. The right way, excuse me. You didn't run none of this the right way, Henyard was heard saying after the caucus. As a committeeman, Harris made the decision to move from a primary to a caucus. The first caucus, Thornton Township's Democratic Party. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Where's that coming from? Lord, I can't find. Lord, can y'all hear that? Oh. Okay, sorry about that. A video just started playing, and I was like, where's the video? Where's the video? Okay. Hold on. Henyard can still be on the ballot in April for Thornton Township Supervisor as a write-in or independent candidate, but so far she has not shown any indication of running that way. However, after losing the nomination, she was heard shouting that she would be suing everyone involved in the process. So this is a video, I guess, that she posted talking about her intention to sue. Could y'all hear that video the first time it played? Okay, y'all can hear. Okay, I'm going to play it again so y'all can hear it. Hold on. Y'all can't hear it? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me share the screen then. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Hold on. I thought y'all could hear it, but y'all can't hear it. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me share the screen.
Hey guys, come on in, come on in. It's your favorite Supermayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges. It's a lot. And that's just me telling you a little bit. Because all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak. As I say, truth speaks. That's what time it is. So stay tuned. In your turn. Not when it's time to run and you're promising me the world. No. Residents, hear me. You don't need that. You don't want that. It's time out for that. It's time. Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, a.k.a. Supermayor, Mayor of Dalton, the first female in both places. It's time. And I want women to stand up. Stop fighting each other. I've never seen this crab in the barrel mentality. I just haven't. But like I said, if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. But what I want us to do is band together, because it's unity amongst community for me. It always has been. You ain't never see a politician that do 40 events in a year who overworks themselves. You gotta care if you're gonna put in that much work. Who gonna make events for the kids and the youth? Who gonna make sure they always do something? But answer this, residents, please answer this one question. Why is it when supervisor, aka Mayor Henyard?
So that's just a clip from a video.
An event, y'all call it wasteful spending, or she doing this or doing that.
Okay, I think it went out. So that's just a clip from the video. She says she gonna sue them. She says she's suing everybody. Everybody going to jail. Child, this woman is delusional. Like, if there's a case study for narcissistic behavior, she's got to be on the front. Right? She's got to be on the front. Child, now you want to talk about somebody singing. They said they sang after that. Not whatever they did. Not whatever they said she did. I think she did it. I don't know that lady, but whatever they think she did, I say she did it. All right. I said I had some reality TV stuff. I ain't got nothing to say on this reality TV stuff. I think we already talked about Carlos King and the So Gucci thing. No, we didn't. We talked about that on the Whether You Like It or Not panel. So, did we talk about this yesterday? Oh, I didn't go live yesterday, so we couldn't have. So it must have been the Whether You Like It or Not panel we talked about it. So Carlos King had So Gucci from Bell Collective on his platform Monday. And So Gucci was saying that she didn't feel protected by him. She didn't feel protected by production because she had a no contact order against Selena. And not only did they bring Selena around, but they added Selena as a cast member after she got her no contact order and had Selena filming and did not talk to her. Now, Carlos said, we did tell you, you knew. And so Gucci was like, no, I didn't. She said she found out through social media that Selena was filming. She did not know that. Baby Carlos, they said Carlos was high as fish grease. They said Carlos was mad as hell. Carlos was mad as hell. And baby, that interview has now disappeared. Now, I suspect he's going to probably edit and put it back up. But baby, that interview Carlos put that thing on private. Do you hear me? So today, So Gucci did an interview with Millie Chan. If y'all not familiar with Millie Chan, she's a content creator. And she follows a lot of the Carlos King. You know, she does Love and Marriage Huntsville and things of that nature. So she interviewed So Gucci today. Now, So Gucci, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I would have recommended that. I don't know if that was the best decision. You said you haven't talked to Carlos. You clearly know you pissed Carlos off. He is still your boss. And if you are interested in staying on Bell Collective, which maybe you're not, but if you're interested in staying on Bell Collective, I do not think that jumping on an interview, even though Millie Chan is not a ambush style interviewer and that kind of thing, I still don't think that was probably your best decision. I do not think that was the best decision for you to make. I think you have a right to your opinion. You have a right to share your opinion, but I don't know if doing another interview right behind it. So here's the thing, Sabria. I don't care who started the fight. I don't. I do think that So Gucci started the fight. I do think that So Gucci went too far by filing. I don't think she should have filed the lawsuit. I don't think she should have pressed charges. Absolutely, I don't. However, that's for me, that's not the point. The point is that we are on the other side of it now. And the other side of it is She did have a no contact order, and that should have been respected. Well, so what Sophia said to Millie Chime, she sort of reiterated that, what she said to Carlos, but she did admit to Millie that part of the reason why she filed charges was to keep Selena off the show, which I thought I could respect the fact that she admitted it, even though we all knew that's why she did it. But she did say that, that she did file it to try to keep her off the show. So she admitted to that. But again, here's my problem. All of that for me, and I understand everybody feels differently or people feel differently. For me, that's not even my issue. My issue is once she got the stay away order, it should have been respected. For production to try and force her to film with somebody that she has a legal document to stay away from, I have a problem with that. We know that the same thing happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville when Melody had a restraining order against Martell, and they legitimately tried to invite Melody to come and film with Martell. I have a problem with that. And you aren't protecting your cast members. You aren't protecting the women. Because at the end of the day, I get it. We like the mess and we like the drama, yada, yada, yada. But when it becomes a situation where it has become legal, it's now legal. It just is what it is. It's now legal. And I feel like that should be respected. She should have thought more about her husband and his kids before even putting her husband on someone. Now CK was wrong because he understands a protective order over money. Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, do I agree with how So Gucci handled it? No, I don't. And I told y'all that. I told y'all that last year when she did it. I don't like how she handled it, and I didn't think the way she handled it was the right way to handle it. In my opinion, I wouldn't have done that. And I certainly wouldn't have put my husband in the middle of it between his daughters and my daughter. Like, I wouldn't have done that. But it does, that bridge, we done already crossed that bridge. Now we're on the other side of the bridge, and she does have a protective order or a no contact order. And I think that you've put this woman in a position to say, either I'm going to violate the document that I went to court to get, whatever my motives were for getting it, and force me to be in a position where either I had to violate it and film, or I possibly could lose my job or lose money. Y'all know a lot of times with these reality shows, I try to throw the reality television part out of it and just look at it. Tracy, if you still here, Tracy, you can chime in on this because I know this is what you do for a living. If I get into an altercation with one of my coworkers, regardless of whether people think I was right or wrong, and I go to court, and I get a document saying that we cannot be around each other, and I take that document to HR. HR has a responsibility to now protect and make sure that to the best of their ability, we are not around each other. Now, maybe that means moving one of us to a different department. Maybe that means changing our work schedule. So one of us works in the morning, somebody works in the evening, but you cannot disregard it as human resources and say, oh, well. And I feel like that's what's happening down to the Kingdom Reign, that they're just basically, their attitude is, oh, well. Look at Tracy. We sure do have to keep y'all apart. Someone working from home. Right. There has to be. Now, the reality is on a reality show, we know that they can film around people. They do it all the time. And maybe by next season, this situation will have been resolved because it is bullshit. I'm sorry. Like I said, my issue isn't whether I think So Gucci is right or wrong. The issue is that she has the document and it has to be respected. That's my issue, right? Because here's the problem. We can't pick and choose when something is legitimate or not. If the court says it's legit, it's legit. We don't get to pick and choose and say, oh, well, we agree, or oh, we disagree, or oh, we don't. You can't make that decision. We can't, you don't get to make that decision, Carlos, and your production company, because God forbid, the next time it is serious. Maybe I'm just throwing some names out there. Maybe the next time one of your couples is going through a divorce and there was a physical altercation, you're still going to force that woman to film with that man? You're going to force her to be on set with him? See, we can't pick and choose. If the law says they can't be around each other, and I'm going to take it a step further, and to any of my lawyers, y'all drop down and correct me if I'm wrong. And so Gucci is the one that has the paperwork against Selena. So that means that if Selena knows that So Gucci is going to be there, then Selena has to do an about face. And if for whatever reason they find themselves at the right place at the right time, one of them got to leave, which is what So Gucci did when she found out when Selena showed up. So Gucci was like, deuces, I'm gone. True. Brown Mama said, hell, CK didn't care how Martell was treating Melody, so why would he care now? True. Sabria, I don't understand what you mean. If So Gucci feels she's in danger, why film at all? Why not? If Selena, if she feels like she's not safe around Selena, if Selena's not there, why she can't film? I don't understand what one has anything to do with the other. Why? If I have an issue with Tracy, just because me and Tracy have the same friends, why am I not going to go somewhere? Because like if Tracy ain't going to be there, I don't understand that. Didn't they say she did the protective order to keep Selena from being on the show? She did say that. She said that was one of her reasons. Again, I'm not saying I agree with So Gucci. I'm saying that she has the legal paperwork, and Carlos and his company's obligation is to respect the law. You don't get to pick and choose her motives and say, well, she only did it to be spiteful, so we're not going to follow it. You don't get to choose that. You don't get to decide whether something is valid or not and whether you're going to follow it or not. You see what I'm saying? So Gucci acts as if she doesn't need the money while filming. Sabria, I don't understand why half these people on the show act like they don't need the money. That don't have nothing to do with it either. It's a job. I mean, it's a job. I don't understand why does that matter? If somebody says just because it's an extra paycheck and you might be able to pay your bills without it, that doesn't mean that you don't. I don't understand that thought process. I thoroughly enjoyed that interview. So Gucci came across honest and didn't try to disparage Selena. Yeah, and she was even honest and said, yeah, part of my reason for doing it was to keep her off the show. Yeah, she said I did. And I had to give her credit for admitting that. I have to give her credit for being, yeah, I did. Part of the reason why I did it was to be spiteful. Yeah. I work in the office on Monday. You work on Tuesday. We're not the office together, but we still work. Right, Tracy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can still film around Selena and So Gucci not filming together. If you wanted to bring Selena on the show, that's fine. But for you to create a situation where Selena and So Gucci are now filming together, I think it's fucked up. And he did the same thing on Love and Marriage Huntsville, allegedly, that he knew Mel had a stay away order or no contact order or TRO, whatever the proper legal language is, and tried to force Melody to film with Martell anyway. He can fire So Gucci, solves her protective order issue. So Gucci being talking issue about Selena for you. Sabria, okay, boo. Because that is not the point. That is not the point that I'm making, but okay, boo. All right. Honestly, Carlos don't need to make Selena a cast member. She barely has a presence or a storyline. Right. Like, you only brought her on the show because you thought she would bring her fan base over. That is it, and that is all. Carlos, you know that she had a following from the Dancing Doll situation. And that's because, from my understanding, that's who Carlos wanted from the beginning, and he couldn't get Selena. For whatever reason, Selena didn't want to film, couldn't film, whatever. And so he sort of settled for So Gucci. But again, my issue isn't whether you like So Gucci or not, or agree with So Gucci or not. My issue is she has the paperwork and it wasn't respected. That's my issue. But I really don't think we're going to have to worry about it because I don't think So Gucci going to be on. I don't think So Gucci going to be around much longer, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, I don't think So Gucci going to be around much longer. She was dealing with the loss of her son at the time. Yeah. It'll sound like retaliation if he fires her over that video. Yeah, but you know, again, these reality shows, they sign, I don't know if Carlos does what Bravo does, where they sign 1-year contracts and then they have to get their contract renewed. If that's the case, if they sign 1-year contracts and their contract have to be renewed, then he kind of might have a little wiggle room in there. Yeah, everybody says that story about Carlos isn't true, that he was the one that put Phaedra up to that story. They all say it ain't true. So I mean, if both of them are saying it ain't true, I can only, you know, what you gonna do? All right, so that was the reality TV thing. Now, Dr. Heavenly is doing what Dr. Heavenly does best. Married to Medicine has started, and she is stirring the pot and going live and saying shit. The comments she said about the ladies getting together to kick Quad off the show, I didn't think that was new information. I thought we already knew that the ladies got together to try to kick Quad off the show. I thought we already knew that. So I didn't know that was new information that people didn't know. I don't know. All right, y'all, let's spin this wheel for our Days of Christmas, day 2, Days of Christmas. Let's spin the wheel, you guys. Let's spin the wheel for my members. For my members. Let's see who's going to get something this time. Child, why is it taking so long for the screen share? Oh, here we go. All right. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see the wheel? All right. Simone was leading the charge. Everyone thought it was Toya. All right, let's spin the wheel. So the gift today is ReallyBTV merch, okay? The gift for today and the gift from earlier this week is ReallyBTV merch. CW, if you are still here, I need you to email me. Put in the title of the email, 12 Days of Christmas, Day 1. I need you to send me an address. I'm not doxing anybody. I'm not going to put any of your personal information out, but send me an address that you would like me to send your gift to. I will be mailing the gifts this weekend. I'm going to the post office this weekend, one time. So I'll do both gifts at the same time. All right, we getting ready to spin the wheel. Y'all ready for the wheel? Y'all ready for the wheel? All right, let's go. Vanessa Burton. Vanessa Burton, you are the winner. Congratulations. Vanessa Burton. Again, if you are catching this in the replay, email me at ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. Email me and put in the subject line 12 Days of Christmas, day number 2. Day number 2. So congratulations to CW. Congratulations to Vanessa Burton. I look forward to hearing from you guys. It is both gifts are ReallyBTV merch. You will get that. I will be going to the post office this weekend. I didn't go live yesterday, Corey. So I didn't do a spin yesterday. I didn't go live yesterday. All right. With that being said, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. It is almost 9 o'clock. We started late, but we've been on here almost 2 hours, honey. Y'all got a good one out of me today. I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.